Hey there, and welcome to engNatural, Learn English Naturally. It's great to have you joining us today. I'm Puck, and I'm really excited about our topic. Have you ever felt super excited about a new goal, like learning something new or starting a healthy routine? And then, after a few days or weeks, that strong feeling just disappears? Yeah, it happens to all of us, right? We start with a lot of motivation, but then it fades. Today, we're going to talk about why that happens and what really helps us keep going. Our topic is discipline is your best friend, motivation is not. It's a powerful idea, and I can't wait to share some thoughts on it. Before we jump in, if you enjoy these conversations, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us bring you more useful content. And remember, you can get a free PDF lesson for this episode. It has the full transcript, useful vocabulary, and sentence structures. Just check the description below. It's a great way to review what we talk about. All right, let's get started. So, discipline is your best friend. Motivation is not. What does that really mean? Let's think about motivation first. Motivation is that exciting feeling. It's when you feel like, yes, I want to do this. I can do anything. It's like a sudden burst of energy. And it feels great, doesn't it? But here's the thing, motivation often comes and goes. It's like the weather. One day it's sunny, the next day it's cloudy. You can't always count on it. Discipline, though, discipline is different. Discipline is about doing what you need to do even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about sticking to your plan, no matter what. It's like having a promise to yourself and keeping that promise. It's not about feeling good, it's about doing good, and that's a big difference. I remember a few years ago, I went through a really tough time. My work was stressful and I felt tired all the time. I knew I needed to exercise more and eat better, but my motivation was just gone. Every morning, I woke up feeling heavy. I'd think, oh, I really should go for a run. But then my bed felt so warm and comfortable, and I would stay. Day after day. I just couldn't find the energy, that motivation to get up. But then, one day, I read something that really changed my mind. It said, don't wait for motivation, just start. And I thought, okay, that sounds simple, but can it really work? So the next morning, I didn't wait to feel excited. I didn't wait for that burst of energy. As soon as my alarm rang, I just stood up. I didn't think about it. I didn't give myself time to think, oh, I'm tired. I just got out of bed. My goal was very small. Just put on my running shoes. That's it. Not run a marathon, just put on the shoes. And guess what? Once the shoes were on, it felt a little easier to go outside. And once I was outside, it felt a little easier to start walking. And then walking turned into a slow jog. I wasn't running fast or for a long time, maybe just 15 minutes. But I did it. And the next day, I did it again. And the day after that. I didn't feel motivated every single day, not at all. Sometimes I was still super tired, but I told myself, just 15 minutes, just put on the shoes. It was about sticking to that tiny action, not waiting for the feeling. That small morning routine, that act of discipline started to change things. When I finished my short run, even if I was still tired, I felt good. I felt like I had won a small victory for myself. And that feeling, that sense of achievement, slowly built up. It wasn't motivation that made me start, it was discipline. And then, surprisingly, after many days of disciplined action, a new kind of motivation started to appear. It wasn't the exciting, burning kind. It was more like a quiet confidence. I started to believe in myself more. I knew I could do hard things, even when I didn't feel like it. So, when we talk about discipline, we're talking about taking consistent action. It's about building a strong habit, step by step. It's not about how you feel today, it's about what you do today. And that's why discipline truly is your best friend. It's always there, ready to help you move forward, even when motivation has gone on vacation. So, we've talked about how discipline is more reliable than motivation. Now, let's explore habits. Because discipline is really about building strong habits. And habits can be good, or they can be not so good, right? We all have both. A good habit is something you do regularly that helps you, like brushing your teeth every morning, or eating vegetables, or reading a book before bed. These habits usually make your life better in the long run. They help you stay healthy, learn new things, or feel calm. A bad habit, on the other hand, is something you do regularly that doesn't help you or even harms you, like staying up too late watching TV, or eating too much junk food, or always checking your phone every 5 minutes. I know that one too. These habits can make you feel tired, unhealthy, or stressed. It's important to know the difference, right? To see what habits are helping you and which ones are holding you back. Now, let's talk about something called the habit loop. It's a simple idea, but very powerful. Every habit, good or bad, follows a loop. Think of it like a circle with 3 parts: a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue is like a trigger. It's something that tells your brain, okay, time for this habit. For example, if you always check your phone when you hear a notification, the cue is the sound or the vibration. If you always grab a snack when you sit on the couch to watch TV, the cue is sitting on the couch. The routine is the action itself. It's what you actually do. So, checking your phone or grabbing that snack. It's the physical or mental action that happens after the cue. And the reward is what you get from doing the routine. It's the feeling or outcome that makes your brain want to do it again. With the phone, the reward might be seeing new messages or feeling connected. With the snack, it might be the taste or feeling comfortable. Your brain learns that cue plus routine equals reward, and it wants that reward again. I actually have a funny story about a bad habit of mine. For a long time, I had this thing where every time I finished dinner, my hand would automatically reach for a cookie. Or 2. Or 3. Haha. It sounds silly, but it was a real struggle. My cue was finishing dinner. The routine was going to the kitchen and getting cookies. And the reward? Oh, the sweet taste, the feeling of fullness, that little moment of relaxation. It felt good at the moment, but then an hour later, I'd feel sluggish and maybe a little guilty. I tried to just stop, but it was so hard. The moment I put my fork down, my brain was already saying, "Cookies!" It was almost automatic. That's the power of the habit loop. It works without you even thinking. But once I understood the loop, I started to see it more clearly. My problem wasn't a lack of willpower, it was a deeply wired habit. It was a perfect example of a cue, a routine, and a reward. So, understanding this loop is the first step to changing any habit. It's like seeing the hidden wires behind the curtain. Once you see them, you can start to change them. What are your cues? What routines do you do without thinking? And what rewards are you really seeking? It's a journey of self-discovery, isn't it? And it all starts with recognizing those patterns. All right, So we know that discipline is key, and we understand the habit loop. Now, how do we actually build good habits? This is where the rubber meets the road, as they say. It's about practical steps. First, and this is super important, is consistency. Consistency means doing something regularly, even when it's small. It's not about doing a lot one day and nothing the next. It's about doing something every single day. Think about a tiny snowflake falling. One snowflake doesn't do much, but millions of snowflakes consistently falling can cover a whole mountain. Your small actions done consistently become very powerful over time. For example, if you want to read more, don't say, "I'll read a whole book this week." That might be too big. Instead, say, "I will read just 1 page every day." 1 page! Anyone can do that, right? And once you read 1 page, maybe you read 2 or 3. But the most important thing is showing up every day. That builds consistency. Second, let's talk about setting small goals. This ties in with consistency. If your goal is too big, it feels overwhelming, and you might not start. Make it super easy to begin. Like my running shoes story. My goal wasn't run 5 miles, it was put on the shoes. For writing, it could be write 1 sentence. For learning something new, it could be spend 5 minutes on it. Small goals make it easy to start, and starting is half the battle. When you achieve that small goal, you feel successful, and that positive feeling encourages you to do it again tomorrow. Third, consider using a reward system. Now, I know we said motivation isn't reliable, but small, immediate rewards can help wire in a new good habit, especially at the beginning. Remember the habit loop? Cue, routine, reward. We want to make the reward for a good habit clear and satisfying. So, after you do your good habit, give yourself a little treat. Maybe after reading that 1 page, you get to listen to your favorite song. Or after your 15-minute walk, you enjoy a cup of tea. The reward should be something simple and enjoyable that makes your brain say, that was nice, let's do that again. I have a really interesting, slightly surprising tip that helped me with a new habit. I wanted to start meditating every morning, just for a few minutes. But I kept forgetting, or I'd feel too sleepy. So I tried something simple. I put my meditation cushion right next to my bed. And I mean right next to it, like I almost tripped over it when I got up. The cue was literally getting out of bed, and the cushion was right there. It was like an unavoidable reminder. My surprising tip? Make the good habit impossible to ignore. Make the first step so easy and so obvious that you almost do it without thinking. So, we've talked about building good habits. But what about those stubborn bad habits? They can be really tough to break, can't they? It feels like they're just part of who we are. But good news, they're not. You can change them. It just takes discipline and a smart approach. The first step, just like with building good habits, is to identify the trigger. What makes you do that bad habit? Is it a certain time of day? A certain feeling, like stress or boredom? A certain place, like your couch? Or a certain person you're with? Once you know the cue, you can start to change your reaction to it. For example, if you always eat unhealthy snacks when you feel stressed, then stress is your trigger. Second, and this is crucial, is to replace the bad habit with a good one. You can't just stop doing something. Your brain wants that reward, remember? So you need to give it a different way to get a similar reward or just a different routine. If your trigger is stress and your old routine was eating snacks, your new routine could be taking a 5-minute walk, or listening to calming music, or calling a friend. The idea is to break the old loop and create a new one that gives you a better outcome. It's not about taking something away, it's about adding something better. Third, seek support. Breaking habits can be hard, and you don't have to do it alone. Talk to a friend or family member. Share your goal with them. They can encourage you, remind you, and even celebrate your small wins. Sometimes just knowing someone is watching, or that you've told someone, can be a great motivator for discipline. It adds a little bit of positive pressure. And here's something super important. Be kind to yourself and practice self-forgiveness. Breaking habits is not a straight line. There will be days when you mess up. You'll slip. You'll go back to the old habit, and that's okay. Seriously, it's totally normal. Don't let one mistake turn into 10. Don't say, I messed up, so I might as well just give up. No! One slip doesn't mean failure. It means you're human. I can tell you, I've tried to break habits so many times and failed. Oh, so many times. I used to drink a lot of soda, like every day. I knew it wasn't good for me, full of sugar. I tried to quit. The first time, I lasted 3 days. Then I had a bad day at work, felt stressed, and oops, there I was with a can of soda. I felt so bad about myself. I thought, well, I failed. I guess I'll never change. And I went back to drinking it for weeks. But then I learned about self-forgiveness. The next time I tried to quit, I still had a slip-up, maybe after a week. But this time, instead of feeling like a total failure, I just said, okay, that happened. It's one moment. Now let's get back on track. I didn't beat myself up. I just acknowledged it, learned from it, and started again the next day. It wasn't perfect, but that attitude made all the difference. I stopped focusing on the failure and started focusing on the next step. And eventually, slowly, with many small slips and many restarts, I broke that habit. It took time, but I got there. So, remember, identify your triggers, replace the habit with a better one, get support, and most importantly, be gentle with yourself when you slip. Each slip is a chance to learn and try again. Discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about never giving up. Wow, we've covered a lot today, haven't we? From understanding that motivation is like a guest who doesn't always show up, to realizing that discipline is your true, steady friend. We talked about how good habits help us and bad habits hurt us. And we uncovered the power of the habit loop: cue, routine, reward. And then we moved into practical steps. Remember, to build good habits, it's all about consistency, doing a little bit every day. It's about setting small goals, making it easy to start, and even using tiny rewards to help your brain love the new behavior. And that surprising tip I shared? Make the good habit impossible to ignore. Place that running shoe right by your bed. For breaking bad habits, we learn to identify those sneaky triggers, replace the old routine with a new, better one, and not be afraid to ask for support from friends or family. And perhaps the most powerful lesson of all, be kind to yourself. Slips happen. It's part of the journey. Forgive yourself, learn, and just start again. Discipline isn't about never failing, it's about always getting back up. Thank you so much for joining me today on engNatural, Learn English Naturally. I really hope this conversation has given you some useful ideas for your own life. This whole idea of discipline over motivation has truly changed my life for the better. Before you go, if you liked what you heard, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast. It means a lot. And don't forget, you can grab your free PDF lesson for this episode right now. The link is in the description below. It has the full transcript, all the important vocabulary, and helpful sentence structures to help you review and remember everything we talked about. And for our listeners, I have a question for you. What's one small, disciplined action you're going to take this week to move towards a goal you have? Think about it and maybe share it with a friend. We'll be back next time with another interesting topic. Until then, stay well, stay disciplined, and keep growing. Goodbye for now.